If this isn't already headache-inducing, it's about to get a lot worse because this is a way video. The unknown god and the heavenly principles are all dead. September 28th, 2020.
You say?
Yes. On a journey among the stars.
Why are you traveling?
I don't fucking know.
The arrogation of mankind ends now.
I feel like I'm in a 2010 movie at the cinema.
Since then, we embarked on a journey exploring the world of Teyvat in search of her traces. Amidst our journey, we became captivated by the countless tales whispered by the wind,
beautiful.
Each carrying echoes of a forgotten past. But strangely, all the stories we've heard so far have ties to the heavenly principles in Celestia, yet we have never actually seen the heavenly
It started off so differently, and now it's just the memes. Oh no.
principles.
Just a quick clarification. This is the sustainer of heavenly principles,
Yes.
not the heavenly principles. The heavenly principles are just some of the many titles of the usurper king in the sky, also known as the primordial one, Phanes, or the master of the heavens.
Fiends.
After our journey in Mondstadt, Venti introduced us to Celestia.
Oh, Bull Venti,
Every
dude.
wielder of a vision is one who can attain godhood and ascend to Celestia. We call such people allogenes.
During our time in Liyue, Zhongli brought up the concept of erosion.
Why is everyone
abandon
bald?
and surrender the things they love to pursue the right path. Perhaps this is the erosion imposed on me by the heavenly principles.
The
Yeah.
Inazuma Archon is a firm believer of eternity.
Only through eternity are you closest to the heavenly principles.
And in Sumeru, the heavenly
Wisdom.
principles is brought up once again.
That's right. My current hypothesis is that the first Ascender was likely what we now call the Heavenly Principles.
The
Yes.
heavenly principles even have a connection with remote areas
See, even
such
then it's not confirmed, but it's very, very likely.
as Surumi Island and the Chasm, where there is a divine nail dropped by the Master of the Heavens.
Damn, that's...
It's evident
Dude,
that
the
the
art's so
influence of the
nice.
heavenly principles and Celestia permeates every corner of Teyvat. Yet they have remained completely silent for 500 years.
They've been
No
sleeping,
one went
dude.
in and no one came out. Nor did anyone from Celestia try to communicate with us.
Bro, what is this
The
editing
Heavenly
style?
Principles has been quiet since the Conria disaster 500 years ago.
What's going on? I don't
Well,
know.
Monsieur Neuvillette here actually has the answer for us.
The heavenly principles is dead.
If you open up Neuvillette's voiceovers, in the section More About Neuvillette, he tells you that he recently watched an opera.
It was about a lady whose personal charm and manipulative schemes allowed her to continue to dominate the affairs of the grand mansion where she lived even after her death, like a ghost that refused to be exorcised.
Jesus
What's interesting
Christ.
is that he said the story of this opera reflects the true nature of the world.
It also reminded me of the current state of affairs in the real world.
The opera itself is a direct reference to Daphne du Maurier's novel Rebecca, wherein the story follows an unnamed young bride who marries the wealthy widower Maxime de Winter and moves to his grand estate. However, Maxime's first wife, Rebecca, casts a haunting presence over the mansion, despite her being deceased. Her influence lingers,
I thought it was about Focalor. Yeah, I don't know.
almost as if she still dominates the mansion with her manipulative schemes. The story unfolds as the unnamed protagonist navigates the mysteries and secrets surrounding Rebecca's legacy, while contending with the hostility of Rebecca's loyal servant, Mrs. Danvers.
Okay.
Since this story partially
I hate
reflects
this
the
edit.
world of Teyvat, then the
It's so
unnamed
creepy.
protagonist moving into the mansion would correspond with the traveler stepping foot into the world of Teyvat. And Rebecca, who dominates the mansion even after her death, mirrors the heavenly principles, never physically appearing, yet exerting influence over the affairs of Teyvat. Rebecca's loyal servant, Mrs. Danvers, who is hostile towards the protagonist, parallels with the unknown god, who is hostile towards the traveler.
I mean, that's one word for it for sure. Definitely a little hostile. Starting to see connections.
Here's where things get interesting.
Kind of?
It is later revealed in the story that Rebecca is accidentally killed by Mr. Maxim, and to cover up his crime, he disposed Rebecca's body into the sea.
Huh. Remember how we met Paimon? Paimon's Rebecca?
Rebecca, who corresponds with the heavenly principles, is disposed into the sea. Paimon is fished out from the sea. And if you really think about it, ever since we fished up Paimon, we've been glued together with her. She's low-key haunting the traveler, telling us what to do, controlling us with her manipulative schemes.
How about we explore the area ahead of us later?
Wait, before that, let me, see, now let me introduce the sponsor of today's video, Reverse 1999.
Hey, Mickey Mouse ears?
So you have a mother?
Reverse 1999 is a free-to-play 20th century time-traveling strategic RPG game,
Base game
delving into the world of an alternate Earth in 1999, where a catastrophic event known as the Storm causes the flow of time to reverse. The game looks like it was put together by a team of caffeine-fueled artists on a roller coaster of imagination. Just look at the characters. We have a talking apple, a knight without a body, a UFO that sucks up
dog?
cow, a human with a donkey head, playable TV, a freaking shard of glass, and last but not least, hot men and women. But that's just the tip of the time-traveling iceberg. The best feature that I love about the game is actually the insane voice acting. British, Italian, French, Russian, Cantonese.
British
this
is the
game's
best.
got more accents than the number of times I took a shower this year. So what are you waiting for? Join the party now with the newly released version 1.1, The Theft of the Remet Cup, introducing 2 brand new 6-star characters, Melania and a playable dog, Mr. Pickles. Download the game now to grab your free 5-star character and 73
In Nahida's story quest, we learned that reversing the process of growth can unleash immense powers.
I will be able to unleash power beyond my limits.
So I just have to point out that AutoMod just auto-modded a message that literally just says, Je suis français. So AutoMod hates French people. Ha!
If I can reverse the process of growth.
In simpler terms, Nahida is saying size and power are interchangeable, just like mass and energy from Einstein's famous equation.
Okay.
This is demonstrated when Rukkhadevata exhausted her power to revert the disaster caused by forbidden knowledge.
In helping King Deshret to eradicate forbidden knowledge, she exhausted her strength, and her form became that of a small child.
Yep.
Another example is the stove god
Gwobification of
Marcosius.
Gwoba.
Centuries later, disaster and plague arose once more. The stove god would appear no longer, for he placed all of his power into the land
Gwoba
itself
XL.
to quell the calamities. His power expended, the
You ever
land
thought, chat? Look at this. Doesn't that look like tree roots? Can you imagine if we get to fucking some weird place in the future and Gwoba's a tree?
itself to quell the calamities. His power expended, and his wits greatly reduced. Thus his body decreased in size.
Yeah. Maybe he grew
Paimon
back.
is not small by default. Her size must be the result of depleting her powers through the reversal of growth.
I agree. I'm sticking with my theory, dude. She's the one that resets the Samsara cycle at the very end of the game and falls from Celestia with us, and she lands in the ocean. She's the one that resets the Samsara cycle. She resets the cycle of Teyvat that everybody keeps reliving, because we get up there, some shit goes down, she's like, I gotta reverse it, otherwise everybody's gonna die, Teyvat's gonna die, it's probably our fucking fault, and she forgets it because we are known as like the world destroyer or something by the Melazine, who was like, oh my god, you look like the creature that can destroy worlds. We are probably going to destroy Teyvat. Paimon's like, you're not going to destroy Teyvat, bitch. Fucking reversal. Straight back to fucking 500 years ago, whatever the fuck it is. And then she shrinks.
With her
but she grows at some point, because that wouldn't make any sense unless she just continuously shrinks more and more every Samsara until she becomes a tiny little fucking ant that you can fucking step on when she gets annoying.
clothes resembling Celestia structures and the Melusine world quest confirming Paimon's connection to Celestia.
True. Yeah, this fucker. This fucker did. Show the line about the Traveler. Death.
Perhaps Paimon is the heavenly principle.
Oh, you don't have to do that. That's fine.
Who once sacrificed their growth for powers to save Teyvat.
Yep.
As Dainsleif's character card mentions, the primordial one overturned the calamity.
I'm telling you, chat, I think that's what it is. I do. And I think at the very end, when we go see the fucking Sustainer and shit, Dane is wanting to rescue her and not kill her. And when he's saying, show me that you're the one to rescue her, I think it's talking about rescuing her, not about the fucking sibling. Fuck the sibling. We know barely anything about them at this point. They're fucking dead to us.
500 years ago, most likely using the same method as Machosius and Rukkhadevata.
True.
This explains why the
I would love to see Dane fucking globified. Oh my god, it'd be hilarious.
Heavenly principles have remained silent for 500 years.
Maybe that's Varka.
Continuing their silence even after everything that happened in Fontaine.
Best part of Fontaine.
Because she is dead, she is no longer considered the heavenly principles.
You'll lose everything. You'll not only lose your appearance, but you'll lose your emotions, memories, and who knows what else?
At the end of the novel, the Grand Estate is engulfed by flames, and it is implied that Mrs. Danvers perished in the fire, alongside the haunting presence of Rebecca's ghost.
Damn.
This actually corresponds with the Traveler's character story. The Keeper here refers to the Sustainer of Heavenly Principles, which corresponds with Mrs. Danvers, who died at the end of the story. Since Rebecca's ghost is cleansed, the protagonist overcomes the shadow of her predecessor, effectively replacing Rebecca and becoming the new Mrs. Maxim. Hence, when the Traveler eventually ascends at the end of the story...
We're going to become Mrs. Maxim? Would Paimon perish too? No, she'd shrink. She'd use her powers to reset the Samsara cycle. Subscribe for 400 IQ. Honestly, good video, dude. Good video. That was a nice one. I'm already subscribed. You guys should subscribe though. Click the link in the pinned comment. That was a banger video. That was a good one. Very good one.